We're here. What up, everybody? To another episode of the GameX Protocol podcast. Oh, not
Show
showcast.
Showcast.
Show.
So
Gotta keep that in mind. But I'm here again with the crew. I'm here with
we're here.
who's here? Who's in the house?
Stuff HD in the house.
We got Preem.
And here, Vic.
And of course, me,
Yeah.
Eki's in the house.
We got the full crew.
Yeah.
Got the full crew here. So what's new? Any new things going on in your lives?
None at all. So thank you all for joining. We will try again next week. No? Okay.
No.
As for me,
Uh,
just playing Valheim.
Yeah.
The classic, the addiction right now.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't. I got this game called Session, which is a skating game. Installed it. It doesn't work. I might return it.
Uh,
Refuse to start up for some reason.
Yeah, no
Oh.
wonder. No
is it
wonder.
the game or the computer?
It's got to be the game.
I was watching Preem every 10 seconds trying to start up session.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, try to play.
It's an online game.
no, it's just a regular single player skating game, like Tony Hawk style.
Oh, okay. Is it good graphics or is it like up and coming?
It's
Title.
it's one of those early releases. Whatever
okay.
they call them, early access.
Mhm.
I mean, it does say right in the beginning that you might experience problems and stuff. All right.
So fair warning.
Yeah. Not being able to play, it's a pretty big problem.
So what is the return policy for Steam?
You gotta play them for under 2 hours, I believe.
Well, that's
you
not a
can
problem
return them.
here.
Yeah.
Like 2 hours like logged in, or how about if it's been loading for a long time?
I think they just log everything as in-game time, even loading screens and all that.
Good thing
There's
it's not.
still like an hour's limit. Like you still have so many days, right? Like you cannot play more than 2 hours in so many days.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. All the
was
games
gonna-
I've returned were just like quickly on the same day, basically,
Yeah,
and they've all worked.
Not taking chances.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Let's
Yeah, look it up. While you look it up, I was basically gonna say that like the whole Grand Theft Auto loading screen, which takes like 30 minutes to get in, like most of the time will be spent on just trying to load in. Which I heard that they some guy he found like a patch to make the loading times faster. So, and I guess like Rockstar took notice of it, and they're like, you know what, we'll pay you $10,000 since you did our job for us.
Yeah, I heard about that. Have you guys tried it? Is a loading screen better?
I have not tried it yet. No, but hopefully it
Vic?
is.
By the way, it is 14 days. So Valve will, upon request via help.steampower.com, issue a refund for any title that is requested within 14 days of purchase and has been played for less than 2 hours.
Whichever comes. But
So it
So,
says
but-
even if you fall outside of the refund rules we've described, you can submit a request and we'll take a look at it.
yeah, I was gonna say like if you play
Fair
3
enough.
hours.
I wish it was more like 5 hours. Like,
I
some
mean,
games don't really get cooking.
Yeah. So some games have some games have like over 2 hours of just intro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then some people just like speed run it. They'll just play it real quick and
Yeah.
return it. Like I don't know what game is that short that maybe something like Gears of War or something like that.
Cyberpunk? Like no.
I
Can you beat that real
Cyberpunk
quick?
could probably be finished around 10 hours, like just straight up doing nothing but the main mission.
And
Yeah.
cutting up all the like skipping all the cutscenes. Can you skip cutscenes on Cyberpunk? Like I
Yeah.
know some games don't allow you the first time.
I do believe there was a skip function. Like you can skip dialogue. I remember because very often one of the things that I hated in Cyberpunk is the fact that when you crouch, the button that you use to crouch and get back up is the same button as for skipping dialogue. So sometimes I will be crouching and I end up in dialogue, but I'm still crouching, and it was bothering me. So I wanted to get up, but I ended up skipping a lot of dialogue by mistake. And I'll be like, "No, I don't know what they said."
There's
Yeah.
no, yeah.
Remap that instantly.
Yeah, I probably could have just done that. I normally don't mess with the mapping, but I probably should have.
Yeah, so I did test out the since we were having a drought of GPUs. I did test out the GTX 660 on the
How'd
new
it go?
build because that's the only graphics card I had. Oh man, it was
But
oh,
okay, so what was your CPU
the
on this
CPU
build?
is a 10400.
Okay, so it's a decent,
Yeah, it's
like it's not an old.
i5. Yeah,
Okay,
it's not an old one, no.
okay.
Yeah, but so like
And how
everything
did
runs
this do?
well. Yeah, what was that?
How did it do?
Oh, it was terrible. Like it took me a while to find the actual like
The drivers?
no, not the drivers. Like there's a good range of the different games. Like I had to play like even with Valheim, I had to like play at of course the 1080. The lowest refresh rate. I don't know which one it was there. I think it's 59. But then I had to like cut some of the special graphics things on the graphics menu. Just had to
Yeah.
like tinker with the menu, and then I don't know which one you told me when we were playing, and that one actually helped out a little bit. I forgot which one it was.
Probably chromatic aberration.
Yeah, that what
Now,
what that means, I don't know. What is that?
it helps get rid of edges, kind of. Like I know chromatic aberration in photographs is like if you take pictures of things, like some things at the edges, like let's say there's a seat or something, like you take a picture of this, like right here at the edge, you'll see
Okay.
like this purplish tint sometimes, and you can get rid of that. But I'm not sure how that works in games exactly. Now, did you try any of these games in like low settings, like the lowest possible graphic settings?
Yeah, like I that was one of the things I had to do, and I had to like I had to reduce the sensitivity of the mouse because when it was too sensitive, like there was a lot of blur, like a lot of
Oh,
like tearing and stuff like that. So I had to like
okay.
put the mouse to the lowest setting so it wouldn't turn too fast, and it was actually a little bit smoother. Um, but yeah, I mean it was playable. Even I think eventually my eyes got used to it.
Yeah,
It's just one of those things.
I mean, I think for people that are on a serious budget, and like you said, right now finding a graphics card is extremely difficult. So maybe I use 60 could be a good solution until you find a real graphics card.
Yeah, and I wanted to do streaming, but I wasn't sure if streaming uses GPU power, or does that use CPU power? I don't even know.
I'm not sure.
And I
Yeah,
didn't
me
want to
neither.
stream with that card because I was like, if I stream with that card, then the people get to see the same graphics I see,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to show that. I'll
I
just
think
wait till I get
streaming is
home.
normally I think it is normally CPU, but I'm not sure. Um,
Yeah, so I
I,
mean,
I I would be interested to see what would be a better choice. Like if somebody's building a a gaming rig right now, and they couldn't find a graphics card, should they go with the built-in? Because i5 10400, the Intel chips, they usually have integrated graphics. I wonder if the
No.
60 is better than the integrated graphics.
Yeah, I did try the pure integrated graphics, and it was worse.
Okay, so it's still
I
better
did
than
try
that.
it. Yeah, 660 is still better than your integrated
There you go.
graphics.
But
So if there's
I do wonder how it compares to like something like a, AMD, with Vega 10, is it, or Vega 11 graphics integrated, because those
yeah,
are usually beefier. But
yeah.
yeah, I'm not sure what's the better option.
And when I tried it, it was like graphically it was fine if you just like left it alone. But as soon as you started walking, it was just like choppy. Like it was real choppy.
If you don't play the game at all, it's great.
If you just look at it, it looks decent.
Well, the 6700 XT comes out tomorrow. Apparently,
All right,
you
so
gonna try for it?
who's gonna line up with me?
Since
Yeah.
I don't know, that's still an AMD, chip.
Is it
I,
is it the same? It's not the same specs, but like how much better is it than a 5700? Like really?
I would
You said
imagine that it's. I would imagine that it's much better than the one you have now.
yeah, it's
It's
just one
500 bucks.
generation. Yeah, so was this one.
How many
Well, it was
years
like
ago?
450 when we bought them. Um, I don't know. I'm just, like I tell you, man. I bought the 5700 ST, and just because the rest of my computer was AMD, and I figured, hey, let's keep it all AMD. And I really wish I hadn't. I really, really wish I would have gone with the Nvidia.
dang,
Uh,
$700. Oh no.
Although to be fair,
Yeah.
I haven't actually had any issues with it. Just, I don't know. It, I feel like a lot of the things that I want to do are supported by Nvidia. Like right now, one of the things, I haven't been playing any games, but I've been playing a lot with an Unraid server that I created, and there may or may not be a Platts server on there, and if I wanted to use that GPU in order to encode, transcode, I should say, uh, videos, I can't do it because it's an AMD GPU. Now, if it was a NVIDIA GPU, I would be able to easily, use it for transcoding. Same with video editing. For the most part, Adobe Premiere does not really support, uh, AMD, GPUs, which I really wish I had known that when I bought this one, because that's one of the things that I used to do on this computer was video editing. I mostly
Yeah.
do it on my MacBook now, but still.
I don't know if I could find one. I would get one, but I know for a fact I won't be able to find one. It has 12 gigabytes of memory. 12
Looks
gigabytes.
like it's supposed to compete somewhere between the RTX 360 Ti and the 3070.
Yeah, it's a little. Yeah, it's almost like they don't go straight competing with a certain. They always go in the middle, just to kind of be like, no, you really should be comparing it to the lower one, even though the
Yeah,
price is higher. But I don't
So how
know
much is it?
the cost.
479. I'm seeing
Or
Yeah,
certainly.
yeah, but I'm pretty sure
under
it's gonna be more
500.
than that.
Yeah,
Is that including the tariffs? I
Can I
no
would
mine
think.
idea.
Bitcoin with it? No.
Yeah, can you? Now you should be able to know.
Well, I don't know. That's another thing that, some Bitcoin mining places don't really work with AMD, but most of them do now. So
Have
I
you
just have.
mined Bitcoin?
I tried. I actually did mine some Bitcoin with my, not Bitcoin pieces, obviously, with my setup
Fragments.
here. Um, but I did not like it at all. Like I set it up, and it started mining, and all the fans were going off on the computer. Like he was the graphics card to begin with. It has a very noisy fan. Now I'm not gonna. I shouldn't blame that on AMD or the 5700 XT. It could just be the fact that it was the cheapest brand of 5700 XT. It was the XFX, uh, and it's a very noisy fan. I've never liked it. Um, but when the whole thing was mining, every single fan on that thing was going off, and I have 9, 10 fans plus the two on the thing. No, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 fans. So anyway, it was just very, very loud in the office. So I was like, no, there is no way that I'm gonna be working while listening to this thing the whole time. So even though mining Bitcoin sounded interesting, I'm like, there's no way. I rather, like, it sounded like a full day of that would just ruin my computer.
Yeah, and you have to leave it on, right?
Yeah, you have to leave it on in order to mine. So, I mean, my computer stays on 24/7 anyway. That's why I originally thought about this, but it stays on super quiet. It doesn't stay on
Yeah.
full blast.
So we'll see if we can even if I could even get an 67 XT. But for now, I'll be gaming.
So next week we're gonna.
We'll find out the truth.
The...
Yeah, I'll show everybody if I am like I'm not going to like what you call it, buy it off of a what is it? What are they
Scalper?
called? Scalper. Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna do that. I
I'm
can
looking
wait.
at their website right now. Everything is out of stock.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I got cut off there for a second.
You got cut off. Yeah, so definitely if you don't have a
You're gonna
graphics
stay up
card
till midnight tonight?
for the release,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a Fast and the Furious and like hijack one of the trucks for the graphics cards.
That's the easiest way to get one.
Just be a pirate. All right. Cool.
So where are you gonna be looking for one? What website? Amazon? Best Buy?
Anything.
Yeah, Amazon, Best Buy. What else is there?
The black market.
No, not the black market.
We're not going to eBay.
Stark Industries. Nah. So how about WandaVision? Did everybody see WandaVision?
Nope.
I did, yeah.
You didn't see it? You're not into Marvel.
No, not me.
No.
You're not into Marvel.
And I was gonna say something. I didn't know. Like I was gonna say Marvel shows or stuff like that, but
The MCU.
yeah, the MCU. It was interesting. It was interesting. So it was a clever show. That's all I got to say about that. I don't want to get into spoilers.
It's too
even though nobody watches this. Nobody watches this anyway. So
well, for those of
spoilers.
us who don't know anything about it, what is it? Is it a TV show, a movie?
Yeah, it's a TV show on Disney Plus, and it's like supposed to be after the whole Thanos snap, and it's like almost like the Scarlet Witch. Like she wasn't called the Scarlet Witch, so this is kind of like the bringing up her coming out of the closet as Scarlet Witch type of thing. And it was supposed to be like the whole show was like creating like a reality where she controlled. Well, it seemed like she was in control, but you know, there's other forces behind the scenes. But it was an actual clever show, like where they have references from different time periods and stuff like that. So at the beginning, when you first start watching it, you're like, it doesn't make sense. You don't know what's going on, but then slowly you start like getting clues and things like that. So it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, like I enjoy the whole Marvel stuff, but I've never been like one of those people to retain any of those little tiny details. So when I started watching it, I just thought it was going to be like, honestly, I thought it was going to be a comedy show. Um, and I found it very weird that Marvel would even make a show like this, because it was like I said, very funny. Uh, and at first it was like just black and white, which again it was odd,
Yeah,
but then some stuff would happen in the show that made you go like, huh? Like why did that happen? And then the next show, it was like they had advanced like 10 years. So instead of being in the 50s, they were in the 60s, and stuff happens like again, it's all black and white, but all of a sudden something shows up, and it's in color, and you're like, whoa, that's odd. So little by little, you're like, what the hell is going on in this? Until eventually
yeah,
they explain everything, and it's pretty cool. So even for people that are not into, I don't want to say that are not into Marvel, because I think at some level you have to kind of enjoy that type of stuff, but people that are not that well versed, I guess, in the history and all that crap. um if you're just a regular person who has enjoyed the movies, uh you know enough that Wanda was at some point in love with Vision, and we know what happened to him. It makes it all interesting.
yeah. But it's definitely one of those things where you got to be patient with it because at the beginning, like you said at the beginning, you're like, what's going on? But then
Yeah,
you know you really have to like stick with it, like because it's easy for somebody to be like, I don't get it, and then just turn it off when they're
correct,
right
correct.
about to understand. Like it answers the questions as you're going along. Like man,
Yeah,
why is this happening? And then like the next episode they answer it, and then like little by little. So it's
yeah,
kind of like a cool, clever way. It's
yep.
almost like Doctor Who, where like you have like things that are like unexplained, but then little by little you'll get like little explanations, and you're like, oh, that was a reference to the previous thing.
I was gonna say it
So that's why
reminded
I like Doctor Who.
it remind it reminded me a little bit of the TV show Lost, where there's weird shit going on, weird stuff going on. Except that in Lost they never really explained any of it, so that sucked. Uh,
So you were
but
completely lost.
here you actually do end up getting explanations.
Yeah. So have you been watching any shows, Preem? Anything that's gotten your attention, or just gaming?
I have seen a show on Amazon Prime called 000, which I highly recommend. It's kind of like a more it's very short. It's only like 8 or 9 episodes, and there is not going to be continuation. I don't believe so. It's just a one-time thing, but it's a very good show. There's like 3 stories told at the same time and how they relate to each other. Basically, it's like a drug dealing type of thing with the most powerful mafia organization in Italy and family in the U.S. who they're somewhat wealthy. I think they have some sort of shipping business, and they get into drug dealing. So they ship out drugs from Mexico to Italy, and it basically tells the story of the rise of the Zeta cartel as well. It's based on a book written on that true crime stuff,
Mm.
and the drama is it's really good. Highly recommended. The action's crazy. It builds up really well. The music also is very fitting. Highly recommended if you're into that kind of stuff.
Looks interesting. I was
Okay,
looking at the little trailer thing that they have. Looks
based on
interesting.
the book of the same name by best-selling author Roberto Saviano.
Yeah. And this is the same guy who did like an expose on the what family was that? Some Italian family from Naples, and it got so bad that he's actually like living in uh like
In
protection
hiding.
right now. Yeah,
Oh, witness protection.
yeah, witness protection.
Oh, well, that's interesting. I gotta give that a watch. And you said it's just like a one season thing.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're building up to more at the end, but from everything I read online, there's not going to be a season 2, or if there is, it's not going to be like a continuation.
No,
Well,
it's marked as ended over here, so I don't
That
I
yeah,
makes
don't
and
know.
sense.
then the last episode was March 5th, 2020. So you would think that it would have started another season by now.
Yeah, true. But then again, that's
Oh, it
COVID,
when
all
man.
COVID.
got
Yeah,
released. Yeah, that's true.
it was like
Maybe
one of the last big shows produced right before COVID.
interesting. Interesting. So
By the way,
so that
I forgot we
go
didn't
ahead.
wish everybody a happy St. Patrick's Day.
I,
Did they say
I had
Patrick's
no
Day?
idea.
So did you wear your "Kiss Me, I'm Irish" shirt?
No, but I got my shamrock shake. So
Oh, you got you like that?
from
I
from
don't think I've ever had one of those.
there, I mean, it's a vanilla shake with a little bit of mint. Like,
From did you get it from
and
like McDonald's?
yeah, shamrock shake from McDonald's. No, at work we had this guy that does a. We've had this tradition for like 12 years now, where we we always pick a day in March and we go for to McDonald's and we get shamrock shakes.
Well, I inadvertently wore green today, so it was written.
It's a nice green shirt.
Yeah.
Did you ever have like I know we were talking about it like did you guys ever wear green shirts for St. Patrick's Day like knowing it was St. Patrick's Day? Like
Probably
did
when
you
I
ever
was a
get
kid, I might have been forced, but not not willingly. No.
like I remember when it was one of those things where like I was in high school and they were like remember you wear something green. I always took my Mexico jersey because it was green. I'm like
I don't
Hey,
know.
I'm wearing something green so I don't stand out, but like
Mexico and
I
Ireland
represent.
have a bit of a history, so it's not too bad.
Yeah,
Back back when I was in
we both
school,
like potatoes.
And we're both Catholic, both like
like
Catholics,
green.
yeah.
one likes setting tackles, the other one not so much. Uh,
Tacos de
when I was
papa, like tacos with potato.
tacos de papa are awesome, man, and
Oh yeah,
flautas de papa,
con chorizo.
even just
Mucho
flautas de papa,
chorizo,
man, it's good
man.
stuff.
Yeah.
Now I'm hungry. No, I'm not hungry.
I'm not hungry. I can't.
We
I
just
can't
ate.
even. Can't even joke about that. I'm not hungry. But yeah.
Hey,
So
since
yeah.
we're
So
on topic though, did any of you guys see The Witcher season 1?
I never did, even though I absolutely loved the Witcher game, the Witcher 3 game. I liked it so much that I have, like, on my car, I don't even though I'm Puerto Rican, I don't put a bunch of Puerto Rican flags on my car. There is not a single Puerto Rican flag on my car. I don't like to put things like that on my car. But there are two things in my car for decoration. One is a Super Mario Brothers mushroom hanging from the mirror, and then the other one is the wolf amulet from The Witcher 3.
Nice.
So I really really enjoy that game. However, I tried watching one episode of the Witcher Netflix series, and I don't know if it was because I could barely understand what they were saying because it's a very thick European accent, uh, or simply the fact that it was so different from the game that I was like, nah, I'm not into this. So I never did continue watching, and I've always been like I should go back and just keep watching it, but I never have.
And that's on Amazon Prime
No, that's on Netflix.
Netflix and
or
Netflix,
Netflix.
or
Oh, okay.
other sources.
Yeah, well, I
Other
did watch
sources
the
that
whole.
you pay, right?
That
Yeah,
definitely
exactly.
that you pay for.
Yeah, you definitely have to pay for it.
Yeah,
Well,
No
I did
Napster
watch
going
the
around
whole
here.
thing, and as a fan of The Witcher, just like stuff, I didn't really enjoy it to be honest. I really liked Henry Cavill. Is that how you pronounce it? He was perfect
Henry.
as Gerald. He absolutely perfect. I don't think they could have done better. But other than that, the fight scenes were pretty good. But it was a bit hard to get into. They introduced a character from the that's known in The Witcher 3, Dandelion.
Dandelion,
Although
yeah.
I don't believe that's what they called him on the show though. But he was actually pretty good because I hated him in the game, couldn't stand him. But on the show he was
He's the
really,
bard, no?
yeah, he was quite likable in the game. Had some catchy tunes. And my wife, on the other hand, she watched it with me as someone who had didn't know anything about the Witcher franchise beforehand. She really liked it. She liked it so much, in fact, that she started reading the Witcher books. She's read two now.
Okay.
So for all
Oh,
the normies
really?
out there, you would probably watch it. For all the hardcore gamers like us, it's It could have been more John
Like
Blades, but
like what did she what did she like about it? Did she say like what was her like the part that she liked?
she just
The
everything.
acting or the action or the costumes?
I think just
Everything?
the thing
Yeah,
overall is interesting because it's you know it is an interesting story.
yeah,
I think the fact that it's so different from the games probably messes it up for us. Like I was upset even about the fact that he didn't, like, if I remember correctly, he only had one sword, and I was like, why is he on the show? Like, why does he only have one sword? He's supposed to have a silver and a steel. Why doesn't he have a silver one? How is he gonna
yeah.
kill? How is he gonna kill other monsters?
Yeah, I looked that up. Apparently, in the books, he only has one sword, and he carries the other one on Roach. They only did that
So,
the two swords the thing for the games because it's more convenient, you
correct.
know.
So I think that the game probably is messed it up for me, but I still really want to try and give it a
Yeah.
shot
Another
sometime.
another thing that was quite jarring too was that some of the characters look nothing like the ones in the game, like their game
Yeah,
versions. But for people like my wife who didn't see it, they don't care about that. So
correct. Like a lot, most of the people that I know that loved the Witcher series on Netflix are people that never played the game.
right.
So and then that's good because The Witcher it really is a good folklore, I guess
Yeah, I think
you
people
will
who
call it.
who like stuff like the Lord of the Rings would really be into it because that's a lot
Yeah,
of the things she was bringing up while watching it. Like, oh, this is also in Lord of the Rings. Like the mythologies kind of match a little bit.
yeah. It's like basically if Mexico was to make a character that goes around killing monsters like La Llorona and stuff like that, El
Yeah.
Cocuy, like
Yeah, like there's so much lore in Mexico. I'm surprised nobody has done that. Like created
yeah.
like a Mexico MCU, like a Mexico CU.
Wait, what
Like
wasn't that El Chapulín Colorado?
because look, you can have like things like La Llorona, El Cucuy, and even like the whole Aztec gods and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It can be like a whole mythology thing and folklore. But I will admit that I should probably watch this show just to see how I feel about it because I never played the games.
There
there
you
you go.
go.
So it can be the perspective of a person who who has never played the games but considers themselves a gamer, and gets to see how I like it, and then play the actual games because I do want to play it because like I always feel left out. You guys talk about The Witcher, and I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm like, man, I want in the Witcher club. I'm not in that
I
club yet.
I actually started with The Witcher and Witcher 3, so I missed a bunch of the story
Yeah, me too. I
and
never
lore.
played 1 or 2. I tried playing Witcher 2 after playing Witcher 3, but that was a mistake. Like,
Yeah.
eh, like it sucks when you do that because the last version of the game is usually the best version.
Yep.
By then they have polished everything. So then you go back and you play a game that feels so far behind um, the last game.
So me who has not played any of the games, should I start from number one?
No.
I would just start with The Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's how I did it, and like I learned a lot about the previous games, but it was just from my own interest. Like I think once you get into it, a lot of it is explained in the game, but I think a lot of it you just go out and figure it out from YouTube videos or other websites and stuff. If you're interested enough.
Yeah, same
But
here. I learned a lot from playing Witcher 3. It got me interested in the rest of the series. Not enough to actually go back and play them because, like you said, they're very archaic.
yeah,
It's very hard to play, especially part one. And I don't recommend people playing them. I guess you can download a bunch of mods that modernize them a little bit, so maybe you can go
yeah,
that direction. But they in The Witcher 3, they do make a bunch of references to the prior games, and you'll be a little bit confused. But going into the series, it was cool seeing like how he got the name the butcher of whatever that town was. On the very first episode, it actually shows how he
yeah.
got that name, and it was awesome. So it was good to see that.
Like
So yeah,
how many hours of gameplay do you say is like a typical Witcher 3 playthrough?
I would put it at 30, 40 hours.
If you go fast, it took me a lot longer than that. But I took my time though. I did a bunch of side
Yeah,
missions.
like I tend to not do too many side missions. So there's still so many parts of the thing that I didn't do. But I did all the main missions and some of the bigger side ones, but it's an open world, so it's up to you, really, kind of.
Yeah, I mean the witchers are like monster slayers, so I did a bunch of the slaying and stuff that you can do just for side missions that are not even part of the main quest.
Correct.
So it depends on
And
you.
it's
Like
cool.
I think
It,
maybe you
it's a
It,
fun
can.
it kind of
game.
remind.
It is a fun game, and it is one of those rare games where, for a while, I was like, no, I'm just gonna keep doing some side missions because I don't want to finish this yet because I know me and I know that once I beat the main mission, I'm done with the game because nothing is gonna feel like I'm progressing anymore. I could go and kill a whole bunch of monsters in other areas and do a whole bunch of quests. It's still gonna be a lot of the I need help. Can you go kill this monster? And then you go kill it, and it's like okay, thank you. You do that enough times to you feel bored. So unless I feel like the story is progressing, I'm not gonna be able to keep my interest in the game. So I tried that's how I did it with Cyberpunk. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to do as much as possible without beating the game. But once I beat the game in like 2 weeks, I was done with it. Like I tried for a little bit longer to do side missions, but I was like, nah, I'm done. Now it's just boring. Now it's a chore.
Was there anything in the game, and it kind of transitions to one of the topics we have here is, did anything in the game get you in the feels?
Yes.
Was
In
there
The
any
Witcher?
emotional parts of the game that you were like, dang, yeah? And I don't care about spoilers, so go ahead. If there's anything that's to be spoiled, everybody else should have played the game already.
Yeah, yeah, it's an older game. Um, well, I think Preem had something because he said yes right away.
Well, I can tell you that the world of The Witcher is it's brutal, and like you can go around and do a bunch of side missions, just helping villagers and stuff. And a lot of the times in The Witcher, it's not always like a happy ending or a bad ending. It's kind of like fuck. Wait, can we swear? I forgot.
We
Everybody's
can
allowed
now.
one free one. Everybody gets a
Yeah,
freebie.
yeah. Like no matter, it seems like no matter. I got to the point where I was having so many like really messed up endings that I started looking up ways to try to get like happier resolutions. But that's just how the world of The Witcher is. I mean, they're trying to hammer that into you that the world is not all like sunshine and flowers and stuff.
Yeah, I remember one specific mission. Like I don't remember too many of the details, but there was this guy that I kept trying to help, and then because of trying to help him, I ended up completely screwing up something else. And I wish I remember exactly what it was, but I do remember feeling like, oh man, like no, like that's not what I wanted to happen. Um, and this happens a lot
Yeah.
in this game. Like the decisions that you make will have an effect on something else eventually, and sometimes that effect is is not what you're looking for. Like sometimes, like I said, just trying to help somebody out, you end up completely destroying somebody else. So
It kind of reminds me of L.A. Noir when you're doing the interrogations, and then you like some of the wording says say it tells you to say something, but when you click on it, it says something totally different, something that you didn't expect,
yeah,
and
I hate.
it'll call the character like, "Oh, you dumb whatever," and you're like, "No, that's not what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
I
That
hate it
wasn't
when
my
that happens
intention."
in games. Like say you don't care, and I click on say you don't care or you don't really care, and I'm thinking that it's just gonna be like I don't really care, like whatever.
Yeah,
But
and
then it's
it
like a
insults them.
super, yeah, like insulting pissed off. I don't care. Like no, that was not what I wanted to go for at all.
That happened a lot in Fallout. Like whatever the choice was, it had nothing to do with whatever the character said had nothing to do with the choice you actually selected.
Yeah, that yeah. In Fallout 4, I remember that being very annoying. Um, Now, what? Since you mentioned the feels, what, what game can you think of that might have triggered those feels for you? Like, is there a game that you think of, like, when you think of a game that made you feel like emotional, either sad, happy? Um, what is a game that comes to mind for you?
See, for me, one of the games that really like got me emotional. I wouldn't say like emotional, like a mess, but like got
Yeah,
me in the
yeah,
feels
yeah.
was The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. I think
Okay.
that was one of the games that really got me invested a lot in the world, especially with like at the beginning with once you kill that spider inside the Deku tree, the tree just like dies, it
Yeah,
leaves you alone,
I remember
and
that
you're
being
like,
sad.
no,
Like,
why you die? Why you have to die?
I
So that
remember
was
thinking
kind of
like
hard,
this is an old ass tree and it dies now because of me.
right? Because you killed the parasite. Like I saved you. What? You shouldn't be dying. I took the virus from inside you. I killed it.
I
But
cured
yeah,
you.
like that game and everything, even like the whole the passage of time where he gets locked up for 7 years and then he reappears in Hyrule, and it's like all taken over by zombies, and like
Yeah,
I hated going into the dungeons, like with like the underground well. Like there's a well in the middle of Kokoriki whatever village, and you're supposed to go in the well, not like the swimming well, but like a water well.
yeah,
I
yeah.
did. It took me a long time to actually go inside the well because I just didn't want to go down there, even though I had to in order to proceed the game.
But yeah, I
Got me
think
shook.
that game, uh,
I was a halfway crook.
has a lot of feels because even for me, like who doesn't hear Epona's song and not go like, oh, like Epona, like
Yeah.
like um or get happy when you hear that like
Like the whole
just
soundtrack of that game was
all of those little melodies, they were pretty
yeah.
cool, and they're things that you just remember, and you know
And it was like simple melodies that like if you hear it like somewhere, you're like, oh, I know where that's from,
yeah.
exactly what game it's from, and everything like that.
Yeah, I gotta say that the first time going back to the city that you were talking about, and it was just full of zombies, and all the shops were closed and everything. That was pretty surreal
Yeah,
because we were all pretty young back then, so like
yeah,
that was the first time
Yeah.
that I've ever experienced something like that in a
that,
video
that,
game.
that was your first Resident Evil.
yeah. It wasn't like because you did not want to, and whenever that shriek that you hear, like the yell, and you just like froze stiff. You're like, no, and you can see them creeping up on you.
Yeah.
You're like, no,
Got
get away
shook.
from me. So yeah, so that game was like very like like you said, like it had a lot of happy moments, a lot of scary moments,
Scary,
a lot of
sad.
different moments. Yeah,
For me, this is gonna be basic at this point. I think this video game moment, a lot of people know it. Uh, it was one of those moments that for me probably remember forever. And it was Final Fantasy VII when they kill. Spoiler alert! When they kill Aerith or Aeris, depending on the version. Um, like like I don't even remember how old I was when I was playing this game, but you've been trying, through the whole game. Like this has been your buddy, your friend, your girlfriend, um, and she's so sweet and so kind, and she's trying to help you save the world, and then she's just praying, and then this bastard just comes and stabs her with his sword from behind. And you're like, what the hell just happened?
yeah,
And
unexpected.
yeah, and it's one of those things that you like, one of those scenes that you kind of just remember. Like it just it sucks. So
Man,
I don't remember that. I feel like I say that a lot, but this is truth. I don't remember that much about that game, but I do remember that scene very clearly, very vividly.
Yeah, it's a classic.
how about you, Preem? Any games that?
Yeah.
But you haven't played the new one, right? It's just there's a.
I have not, no.
I heard that
I
the ending was different.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I kind of heard. That it doesn't end the whole game. Just like it's almost like a to be continued type of thing or something like that.
uh,
I don't know.
better than
He's like, I don't
spread out
care.
losing, I guess.
Well, I got to bring up The Last of Us Part 1.
Yeah.
That it probably it went from like something that I might try, give it a chance. It's one day to probably being like my favorite video game story ever. And that one, it hits you in the feels, as they say, right from the get go. Like
Yeah,
literally the introduction of the game, it just slaps you in the face, and it just sets the mood for the rest of the game so well. Uh, like I'm having trouble coming up with many games that have a better introduction than that, and it really makes you feel how Joel, the main character, feels. You can totally understand why he trusts no one. He's an asshole, and he has trouble, uh, uh, like uh, has trouble attaching himself to anyone emotionally because he understands, especially the way the world is now, how fast that can be ripped away from you. And I know he is an asshole and everything, but it really helped explain, and it made you feel why he felt that way. And then he goes on to meet the girl Ellie, the second main character, who changes his life forever, and it just culminates to something just incredible at the end.
that that game, uh, it kind of hits you in the feels at the beginning, and then it kind of hits you in the feels, many little times
Yeah,
throughout the game, and then once
what a ride!
again, another big one at the end. Um, and I don't know if does it count as a spoiler if we talk about it now.
It
Nah.
can
Like
be
it's pretty old game, uh, but so spoiler alert, I guess. Fair notice. Uh, so at the very beginning, you start off with just Joel and his daughter, and and like very much like Preem. I was giving it a try. I was like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get into this game or not, but I'll give it a try. What the hell? Uh, so it's just him and his daughter, and she gave him a watch, and a little happy father daughter moment.
yeah.
Uh,
I almost turned it off at that point. I was like, oh, this
yeah.
is corny.
Uh, but then all of a sudden, it's
It got
nighttime.
real.
Like zombies are coming out of. They're technically not zombies, but people like zombies are coming out, and you all have to get out of the house, and you gotta get going because you gotta run away from this. And it got very interesting at that point because you're like you're going as fast as you can, but everybody's trying to leave town, so it's not that easy. Roads are blocked. You're having all kinds of difficulties, and finally you find a way that you could probably go, but freaking army people are there, and they're trained to shoot and kill, and there's some confusion going on, and they shoot the little girl. And at this point I'm like, well, there's no way they killed the little girl in a video game.
Yeah, right
but
off the
but
bat.
like right from the beginning, but they did. so um so so yeah, right there it's like, what the hell just happened? Like, how could they? She's not dead. Like, surely the next scene she's gonna be fine. But no, years passed, and like you said, Joel had become this very reserved guy. um and then he meets up that Ellie, and you know lots of cute moments there. She is super fun. She's like a rebel little kid, uh, bad mouthed, swears a lot, type of girl. Fun, but they throughout the whole game their relationship grows stronger. And then towards the end, you have the option of she has the ability to like they can make a cure for what's going on. They can make a cure, and she is basically the antidote. But in order to create the cure, you have to let them kill her. So then it's like, well, how do you make a decision there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Tough choices.
tough choices. So then he makes his decision.
He kills her, right?
Well, yeah, of course, you got to save the world. No.
Yeah.
You know, the part in the beginning, it was so well done because they, after the cute little intro with Joel and his daughter, it lets you play as his daughter for a little bit, and
Yeah,
you're just waking up, and as far as you know, Joel is like, I think he owns his own construction business or something, and he's just working
yeah,
late. And you wake up, you notice that he's not there. You notice that the house is empty. But then as you go downstairs, and she's like walking really slowly. I'm guessing she's still sleeping and stuff. And
yeah, yeah.
you
Half
see,
half asleep.
yeah, you see like police sirens real quick, but make nothing of it.
They
Then all
gave
of a
it
sudden,
on the TV on the news. They were talking about it. Like
yeah,
something was
yeah,
going on.
the TV was on, and yeah, it starts. It's like pure chaos on the news, and then she gets a call from Joel. No, she sees Joel's phone, and it has like 20 missed calls from his brother, and
Yeah,
texting, saying like, "Please answer now" and stuff. So stuff is about to get real.
yeah, something's going on.
And then you find out that basically like COVID hit, and everybody's a fucking zombie
COVID.
now. But yeah, that was just brilliant, like pure brilliance of a
Yeah,
start to a game.
it really gets you. Like, and this is all like in, what, the first 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah,
Like, so
you
after
you
that, you're hooked.
yeah.
You just need to know what happens next. So
If you were to buy this game on Steam, you wouldn't need the 2 hours. You'd be hooked immediately.
which you can't because it's a PlayStation exclusive.
For now.
For now. However, part 2 didn't bother playing it.
Yeah.
From everything I read, they completely destroyed the story and trashed it and puked all over it. So I refuse to play that.
Same here. We don't talk about that.
So for all you know, it was just a one game series.
Yeah.
As
It
far as
ended.
I'm concerned,
What
far
would
as
make
I'm-
you?
yeah.
Man, I don't even know. Is there even a way for them to fix the story? Like, do they just have to like get rid of part 2?
Yeah, they would have to
So
recon
that's not
part
gonna
2.
happen.
No. The messed up part is that they got rid of one of like the co-creators, and that's probably why part 2 was so different.
maybe.
Yeah, she was
But
also one of the main people from that started the Uncharted series as well. So she had a huge hand in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will have to say we're sorry. Pretend part 2 was never done, and then here's the new part 2.
It was just a horrible,
it was just
horrible
a dream.
nightmare. Yeah. It never
But
happened.
But the thing, what made it worse is that this took forever to come out. Like, it's
Yeah.
part 2. We waited for so long. We kept hearing about, oh, The Last of Us part 2, The Last of Us part 2, and then that came out. And at this point, I'm like, I would rather play Cyberpunk over and over than play that game once.
It got me thinking, has there ever been something where that happened where they just decided to like completely remove a sequel and redo it?
I don't think so.
Like a video game.
There have been
Yeah, or
reboots,
anything, movies.
like the Tomb Raider. There's a reboot, so unless they did that, like a Last
They
of
did
Us
that with
reboot,
Justice League.
How so?
Like Justice League just did that right now because they released the Justice League movie, which was done by the previous director, and then they had like the Snyder cut, which is the whole Justice League renewed with like brand new scenes, all directed by this other Jack Snyder.
Different
So
story.
that was kind of like a whole reboot. So they basically got rid of the old Justice League and replaced it with this 4-hour movie, which
4-hour marathon.
we plan on watching for our marathon. Get the perfect movie to get some pizza, have friends
Yeah,
over. This is a good
Some
should do
for
that
that.
Saturday. Let's hang out. No.
Is it
Um,
out already?
Yeah.
well, it's out
It
on
just
HBO.
it's coming. It
It's
comes
out on
out
HBO
tomorrow.
Max tomorrow.
Is it also available on via other methods that you pay for?
It is available via HBO Max tomorrow, but
No,
it
exclusive
might
HBO Max.
it might be
It,
available
it's
in
not,
other methods.
it's not on theaters,
No, yeah, no, it's not as
but
far as I know.
it could be in a theater near you.
Um,
Wink. We do not endorse any of that shenanigans.
Whatever do you mean?
All right.
uh,
No, I was gonna like big shenanigans. St. Patrick's Day is shenanigans.
yeah.
St. Patrick's word.
St. Patrick's
What's a game that got you in the feels, Vic?
Yeah, Vic, we want to
Mass
know.
Effect.
The world wants to
Uh,
know.
I don't know. There are plenty of games like emotionally or making you rage quit.
Yeah, all of the above.
whatever.
Yeah. Which game has made you rage quit the most?
Uh, I don't know. So many.
Valheim. No, it hasn't made us.
No,
It hasn't made
no.
us rage quit.
No, it just make us laugh quit.
Has there been a game that has made you sad, super sad?
Vic don't get sad.
No, I'm trying to think. I'm thinking since
You were a big
That
fan
has-
of Oblivion.
Or super happy?
I'm
I
trying to
should- I'm trying to think, but man, I don't know.
like.
I
like,
can't think
I,
of.
I will
Yeah,
mention this one. I will mention this one. Persona 5. To,
About
it's dumb, but towards the end, there's this big fight, and it's one of those kind of moments where the heroes are all like out of energy because nobody really cares about them. But then all of a sudden, there's a little thing with their logo that comes up on like Times Square, and all of a sudden, people start remembering them, and then they regain their energy, and it's like yes, you know,
Spirit Bomb.
yeah. So that's cool.
I about to say Gears of War 3.
Gears of War 3. What happens?
Dom.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
because
Dominic. Oh yeah.
Dom dies.
Spoilers.
yeah, that
No.
was. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
When I did play that, it did give me in a like, how the hell are they gonna get rid of this character that we've like,
There's Latino.
yeah, the one that
Well,
was
that's why.
representing. You have to kill the Latino,
It's easier to get rid of the Latin guy.
man. But yeah, like, I just remember that. When that happened, I was like, man, what the hell's going on with these shenanigans? Like, I was also gonna, and Vic might agree with me. Is Mass Effect, like Mass Effect 3, when all the Reapers start coming down onto planet Earth, and you're like, okay, how am I supposed to fight all these Reapers? And all you're doing in that whole game is just like running away from them because they're just like, especially when you're in that like mini game, like you're in the little galaxy, and then you see a Reaper and it's following your ship, and you're getting all shook, and you're supposed to like make it somewhere safely. Man, that game got me shook. But like the ending was kind of like, if you want to talk about rage quitting, like the way they ended that that video game was kind of like, are you for real? Like, it made no sense.
Wait a
And
minute, didn't
especially,
they redo the ending?
yeah,
Yeah.
eventually but when you played it first, it didn't
Yeah.
have it just ended like with these three choices, and it was pretty bad. Like, you went through three whole games, and it just ends like in cutscenes, like not even cutscenes, but like like pictures, and I'm like, it was disappointing.
Uh,
Eventually, they
kind of
added
like
more.
a Mortal Kombat 1
Pictures.
ending.
So
Yeah,
it was just a slideshow.
yeah, like a slideshow.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Yeah, so
Sounds better than Cyberpunk.
and then the like basically the grand finale of like the whole thing was kind of like it fell flat a little bit, unless you like what you call it, like theorize different things. Like there was like a shadow theory going on, but um it was never really like explained, or it wasn't part of canon. It wasn't part of canon, the canon story. So you couldn't really tell if it was an actual part of the game or if it was just a fan theory. But Mass Effect got me to feel so. I kind of want to see what they're doing with this new Legacy um, remaster. Is it a remaster or is it a reboot? Remaster, right?
I think it's a remaster.
Yeah. So we'll see what they do with it. I'm not expecting like that much better. I just hope that hopefully they redo the whole, at least the first part, the Mass Effect 1. Hopefully they make that a little faster, because it was like really like it doesn't match the 2 and 3. So hopefully they make it match a little bit better. But I don't have high hopes for it at this point.
A game that could have probably hit me in the feels, but I never actually continued playing was what now I forget the name of the game. Where the guy was calling out looking for Sean.
Oh yeah,
Heavy Rain.
Heavy Rain.
yeah.
I quit playing. I don't know if he found Sean or not.
I know we were into it for a little bit. What happened?
Why did you quit playing?
I don't know. I just
we just forgot. We just forgot about the game.
That's one we could definitely stream. That'll be a great one to stream because
Yeah.
it's easy. It's engaging.
Yeah, it was engaging. Like with all the like what's going on type of like thoughts. Like
Yeah.
I always wondered what happened to Sean.
I never played. I never played that one. I do remember playing Beyond Two Souls, and I really enjoyed it. And I always wanted to play Heavy Rain, but I never did. I've never played Detroit either, so
Yeah,
it looks like another good one. Maybe.
yeah. Heavy Rain. You can get different endings depending on what you do, but there is one really great ending in my opinion,
Okay.
and I would probably look up how to do it so you can get that good ending.
Like you have to follow like a specific set of decisions.
Yeah, like certain people basically have to die, and you got to let them die pretty much, and which is kind of messed up. But I think it's the best ending, like the most action packed. A lot of the other endings are like really silly and dumb, but
See, I don't like losing people in my games. I was pissed in Mass Effect 2 that I lost that one lady, the one played by 709, the one in white. Miranda,
Ass Effect.
Mass Effects, yeah.
No, I was saying Ass Effect.
Oh, apps. Yeah, I lost that one because she got pissed at me because I took somebody else's word over hers, and after that she wouldn't talk to me anymore. So,
And then she died
you
in the
follow
mission.
and she died. Yeah.
Damn.
You follow the ancient rule: bros before hoes.
I was trying to.
The other one made too much sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another good feels game. If we're ready to move on,
Yeah.
were you gonna say something?
No, go ahead.
I'm good.
Oh well, Silent Hill 2 is a good one.
Oh,
If you haven't played it, the story is about a man who receives a letter from his dead wife. His wife died of cancer. I forgot how long it's been, probably a year or so. And he's still mourning over her, but he receives a letter from her in her handwriting, signed by her, saying a lot of things that only him and her would know. And he's like, "What the fuck?" Whoops. He's like, "What the heck?" And,
What the fudge? What the fudge sickle?
yeah, and he doesn't understand it, but he decides to go. Basically, in the letter, she's just telling him that she misses him in that town, Silent Hill, where they used to vacation at a lot. It was like their favorite vacation spot. She wants to meet him there. And so, despite how crazy it is, he decides to go to Silent Hill. And when he gets there, it's kind of like how Zelda, like when you return and then the town is full of zombies and stuff. Well, that's basically exactly how it is. It's all foggy. It's all the shops are closed down. Nobody appears to be living there except demons who just walk around. But despite all this, he keeps finding clues of her whereabouts, and he also runs into other people. He runs into like about 3 or 4 other people who are also in Silent Hill for their own reasons, and some of them appear to have known or know his ex-wife, his late wife, I mean, and so he just continues. He keeps going despite all this craziness that's happening, and eventually the ending. It's explained. It's pretty mind blowing. Like what happened. It's something that you do not expect. Something that I would have never expected a story like that to be told in the video game medium. But it's great. It's just a great masterpiece of a game. Highly recommended.
I was always
Yeah.
a Resident Evil fan, so I used to kind of not care for the Silent Hill games. So I never played it, but it sounds great.
Yeah, Resident Evil is great in its own way, but it's more like action. I do kind of like the story of Resident Evil with Umbrella, especially the older ones, because
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the evil Umbrella Corporation and everything, it's intriguing. But Silent Hill is a whole nother beast. It's
Yeah.
way more emotional. It's more atmospheric. The fighting is not. It's better just to run away. Well, your main concern is just doing like the quick puzzles and just keep going, moving ahead, trying to find your wife. Like you're not really interested in preserving all your ammo like in Resident Evil and stuff like that. The focus is totally different.
Yeah, the only way I know about Silent Hill is because I watched Preem play it a long time ago. We actually tried to stream it, and we were streaming it, but then we got killed by he got killed by Pyramid Head.
Yeah,
and then we're like, okay,
go ahead.
No, I said that we got killed by Pyramid Head, and we were like, okay, we're gonna end the stream there because we got killed by them.
Yeah.
But then the next time we tried to like play it again, like the file got corrupted, so we couldn't even proceed from that point on. We're like, oh man, that sucks.
Yeah, the funny thing was it was supposed to be like an expert playthrough. One of the first bosses. Fantastic expert.
Yeah, we got clapped by Pyramid Head, and then we couldn't play it no more. We're like, we're not gonna start from the beginning.
Yeah,
that was trash.
Maybe we'll revisit it if I can somehow like get all the way up to that point and then start from there.
Yeah, we were planning on doing the remastered version, or like the one that was released for was it the 360 or the Xbox One?
Yeah, I think all the consoles got it. The HD collection.
Yeah, but then we kind of decided not to because they made so many changes. Like they put CDs instead of tapes.
Yeah,
something like that.
It was not a good remaster edition. It was half-assed.
They did a lot of unnecessary changes.
Yeah, they also changed the
little
voice
details. Acting. Yeah, little details, and we're like, it's not the same. But yeah, that definitely is a game that gets you in the feels, creepiness and stuff.
It's also very sad too.
Yeah,
extremely sad if Well, you can get different endings, but the story is the same. So and the way the revelations are really sad and messed up. It's very tragic. Let's just put it that way.
Trying
Yeah.
to look up a thing of saddest video game moments to see if there's one that I would know
Like
about that, but
like see like I always felt like what's the name Snake Eaters is Subsistence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same game, but like I think there was a part in there where you basically got killed. I think you got killed, and then you're like traveling. You had to walk like in this river full of like the ghosts of all the people you've killed in the past, or something like
Yeah.
that. If I remember correctly,
In
that
game,
kind of got. What was
it's
that?
actually the people you killed in the game.
Yeah. So it was kind of like it kind of like made you like it was like thought provoking. You're like because they're like always they're telling you all these different things. Like I don't really like remember in my head, but I just remember like at that moment when I was playing that because they're like dragging you down or something like that, and you kind of
Yeah.
have to like think about what you did, like the consequences and everything like that. And then it was kind of cool because that's kind of like that's when he earned the name Big Boss, like after he killed oh, Big Boss, right? That was her name.
Boss.
Big boss.
He earned the
Naked
name Big
Snake.
Boss after he killed
What
Boss.
was
Naked Snake.
oh Boss? Yeah,
Yeah.
because that was um. What snake was this?
Naked.
That was Naked Snake, the original.
Naked Snake, yeah, Naked Snake, yeah. So even like it was like a good one to like kind of like this game really solidified like everything that you had played in the past. Like, oh, okay, now I get the references.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So
a
it's
great
pretty
one.
cool.
That the ending to that game definitely hit me in the feels.
Yeah, and then the music, like the intro, was like so good. Like it was one of those James Bond type intros that really like Snake Eater. Yeah, people need to listen to that song. It's like a real cool like song of the times, like because it was supposed to take place what like in the 70s like what year was it supposed to take place? 70s,
It
right?
was
The
the 60s.
60s.
Yeah.
All right.
And it was
So,
made in the style of James Bond.
yeah, so it was a real good song. Like I remember I used to bump that all the time because it was just so epic. Bump it in the car, driving in the
Yeah.
hood.
And just a quick recap to all anybody who hasn't played it. Metal Gear Solid 3 is about a soldier who gets sent to recover a scientist that had defected from the Soviet Union to the US. And it's a simple mission. He's just supposed to rescue him, take him back. But when he's there, all hell breaks loose because a character by the name of Boss, who she's like the top US soldier, and she also had trained Snake. She taught him everything he knows. She all of a sudden decides to defect to the Soviet Union, and Snake is like, what's going on?" And she tries to kill him a number of times, but he survives, and he stays, and his mission changes, and he goes through absolute hell while in Russia, beating all these bosses and everything, and it finally he has to face his mentor Boss face to face and kill her, even though he doesn't want to. I think it's heavily implied that he loves her,
Hmm.
maybe not like a lover, but maybe as a mother figure type.
Yeah, something like that.
And yeah, he has no choice, and then he realizes that she did everything for him, and like she defected on purpose, not for him, but basically she had to do it. It was actually like a part of her mission, and so she was just sacrificing. He's just looking at this what, he's kind of like, what the fuck? What are we fighting for? And like his like
Right.
war is war sucks. It makes no sense.
War. What he says like war. It's funny because in Fallout they say war does never changes,
Oh yeah, war
but
never
then
changes.
in Metal Gear they said war has changed,
Yeah.
Every
I-
damn time.
which is true.
Yeah.
War always changes, like the tactics. Like this is such a good like if you want to talk about like a masterpiece of like in the Metal Gear. Like this is it. Like this is one of my favorite Metal Gear games. Snake Eater Subsistence.
Yeah, it's my
Yeah, I
personal
need to go
favorite.
play. I need to play this again. They need to make this into a
It's like I gotta
like
go play
brand
it
new
now.
graphics.
Let's just
Like
shut
they
the
need
screen
to.
down. And
No, they need to like upgrade the graphics on this one, but they're not.
What about Super Mario Brothers? Like every
Yeah,
time he thinks he saved the princess, it turns out she wasn't there.
that was the biggest
Yeah.
tease. Like
Like
I remember when I beat the first cast, I was like, nah, forget this. I beat the game and I turned it off.
nah, screw you! I killed Bowser. That that turtle fell down into the lava. There's no way he's still alive.
And
He's
yeah,
dead.
like
Okay, I
I
saved her.
didn't I didn't beat that game till I was like a teenager, and I beat it on a Game Boy Color. I never played it. I never beat it on the NES. I could never beat it. But yeah, his biggest tease.
For by the time you get to World 8, you're like, oh well, she's gonna be in another cast or whatever. Then finally, it's like, oh, you actually did save her. Okay.
Then it starts you again from World 1. But instead of the Koopas, it's the black armadillos or whatever they're called.
yeah, what are they? Are they just like robotic turtles?
Uh, yeah, I don't know. They're just like the black turds, black beetles. What animal are those? I always thought they were like armadillos because they had like the hard shell.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Come on, you're the Mario god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm not.
Let's see. The black.
Super Mario Brothers. What are their names anyway?
I know. I put the black things, but you just put the fuzzies.
For real? None of us know? Video game experts?
Oh, they're beetles. They're like buzzy beetles. Yeah, they're beetles. It says right here, the buzzy beetle. Buzzies are common quadruped turtle-like Koopa enemies with hard outer shells. But these are like dark. It's supposed to be dark blue, so they're not supposed to be black. They're dark blue.
I'm
Wow, the more you know.
see, this show is so informative.
It's so
Like,
informative.
For us, like it forces us to Google things.
It forces us to actually research.
Forces
Alright,
us to do our job.
But now when somebody says like, hey, you know what a buzzy beetle is? You're like, yes, I do. Enemies from Super Mario Brothers.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
then
That's what this show's for.
then it turns out they're talking about something totally different, but probably some kind of sex position or something. I don't know.
But no, for real. I do got the urge to play
Mario
Snake
Brothers?
Eaters. No, not Mario. Snake Eaters. I haven't played that in a long time.
Just
I have the
go on
HD
YouTube
the remake.
Good stream idea.
Yeah.
go on YouTube and watch a video.
Nah, you gotta experience that. You
Yeah.
gotta get shook.
Gotta be played.
It's Metal Gear. It sucks anyways.
Like I remember the first time when I don't even know if Preem told me or if I learned by mistake, like I shot the dude in the wheelchair like before he went inside the building. And I didn't have to like fight him as a sniper anymore.
Yeah.
That was a good like once I did that, I was like, oh, I wish I would have like fought him in the sniper match. But I'm like, but at the same time, I was kind of like, oh, I'm glad I don't have to do that.
Yeah, I remember
But yeah,
that
so there's a lot of
pretty well because we were talking about it, and I was like, my favorite boss fight was the old sniper. It was intense. It was amazing, and you were like, "What? I didn't even fight that guy. I shot him and didn't have to fight him. You shot him before
yeah,
you had to
I,
actually like meet him. I didn't even know that
yeah,
was
because like
possible."
yeah, because it was like a cutscene, and the cutscene ended, and but like in the cutscene, like after the cutscene, they start walking away, and I just took out my sniper real quick and shot him like square in the back of the head, and he just exploded. It was quite surprising. I'm like, oh,
Were you able to get his gear?
no. So maybe that was the drawback of doing that. You don't get the
Yeah.
gear,
I don't
but
remember if you do get gear though, of beating him.
or
It's
like
so
at least
long
his
ago.
gun or something. I don't know.
Yeah. His camo, maybe. I think his camo you get.
Was it with you where like I don't know if that you said that you were trying to look for him and he was right next to you?
Yeah. Because he moves the same as you. Like you're it's just mano a mano. So you're moving around the forest, trying to stay quiet, trying to figure out his location. You have tools to try to like listen to him. And he has all the same tools. And so yeah, you can actually like bump right into him without knowing.
That'd be funny, like you step on him. Yeah, well,
Trying to get
that
into
was
position to snipe him, and you're right on top of him.
like you go on the ground right on top of him. You're like dry humping him. No, but eventually I think I did like went back in the save data and actually did the actual fight with him because I actually wanted to experience it. But
Did you beat him?
yeah, yeah, it was fun. It was what you call it? Um, what was that word? Like my heart was racing trying to find him.
Intense.
It was intense. There we go. That's the word. All right.
Yeah.
So that's all I got for feels. Anybody got any other things?
No.
I got
No.
one more.
right.
It's Shadow of the Colossus for PS3, and there's also a remastered version on PS4, and that's the one to get.
The PS4.
Yeah. So Shadow of the Colossus is just a game about a guy on a horse taking his dead wife to this forbidden land because he's always heard stories about this land that it can grant you a wish, and his wife just died. Don't say how, but she is not like decomposed yet, so it's pretty recent.
She's fresh.
And yeah, so he takes her corpse all the way to the forbidden lands, and they really are forbidden because the village elders and stuff are after him. Nobody's supposed to go here. So against all odds, he makes it. He basically asks the gods to revive his wife, and they tell him that in order to do that, you have to slay like I think it was like 16 colossus. And in this land, there's almost nothing. There's just like little tiny lizards and I think turtles. The lizards you can kill and try to get like points for your stamina, but besides that, there's nothing except for the colossus. Like they're all in different parts of the map, and your sword is used to pinpoint their location, and you just have to take your horse and ride all the way up to their locations. Try to find them, try to get them to come out. And the colossus, they're really just walking around, like minding their own business. And you gotta slay all these giants. You can climb on them. You can use like the environment to hide from them. They're all different. Some of them are kind of like they all resemble different animals. Like some of them are gorilla-like. Some of them are birds. There's like sea serpents. and each part is like each boss is like a different level almost. And so when you slay these things, like it's kind of sad. The cutscene that plays after you kill them, the music gets all sad, and they die. And this whole time, all you're thinking about is like, I got to kill these to revive my wife, but at what cost? You know, like what? Who, these
Yeah,
guys are?
you're kind of being a jackass at that
Yeah,
point. Like they're just there minding their own business, and you're like, well,
yeah.
I'm gonna kill you now. I decided I'm gonna kill you because I want my wife to be alive, and in order for her to be alive, you have to be dead.
And forget your wife and kids.
Don't that's not my concern. It's kind of your concern. But I'm gonna kill you now.
Time to die. But yeah, so you just go around slaying every beast. So every time you kill one, the spirits take you back to the temple, and they tell you who to kill next. So
So you just became a hitman. Is
yeah,
basically
pretty much.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna tell you the ending because I think everyone should experience the ending for themselves. But it hits you and it feels big time. It's kind of unexpected.
I was gonna say the story almost sounded like that of the latest God of War.
The
Where
Oh,
Dad
yeah,
of War one,
yeah, God of War.
uh,
Where the
yeah, where he had a son,
five.
right?
yeah, he had a son, but the wife was dead, and they were going up to some mountain. I forget what they were going there for.
To revive his
From
wife.
from that game, all I remember is that it was a fun game. I enjoyed it, but the kid was annoying as hell. Like I found him to be super annoying. I could have totally done without him.
Yeah, I got that just from watching Eki's play that one time. That kid was behind annoying.
That's a feel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like I wanted to punch him.
yeah. But once I found out who that kid was, it made sense why he was annoying.
Ah, okay.
Ah.
So
Interesting.
I finished the game, but I don't remember why he would have been okay to be annoying.
let's just say he was a little trickster. I'll leave it at that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
Even
Kind of
though
makes me
that's
want to
probably
play now.
all right. But yeah, that Shadow of the Colossus. Like I remember when I was watching you slay those beasts. I'm like, man, like you're killing all these beasts just so you can save. You're killing all these creatures so you can save one person. Yeah, so I definitely want to play it now because I do want to see what you got me intrigued with the ending.
Yeah. Another good streaming idea.
Yeah, there you go. You got a lot of streaming ideas. All right.
Well,
On
that's
that
my
note,
list.
what is that?
You ever have a problem where you need to have HDMI somewhere, but it's very far away, so you kind of need a really long cable?
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
with these devices, I just bought these for church because I want to set up a camera somewhere, but then I need a really long cable to get to where the uh, base is. So basically, here's a transmitter, there's a receiver. You plug in the HDMI in. This one also does infrared. Let's ignore the infrared right now. There's the HDMI in. You provide power to one of these, whether it's the receiver or the transmitter. The other one doesn't need to be plugged in, and then you connect the two with an Ethernet cable, and then you have your beautiful HDMI up to 4K. See, 4K being transmitted. I know 1080p it can do like 70 meters of Ethernet. So I figure I would show those just in case it is something that can help somebody. I tested it. So this brand is the one I bought. Uh, it was about $100, so it's not cheap. But um, I tested it with a 100-foot Ethernet cable, and it worked beautiful. So just
Well,
throwing that out there.
so you connected each of them together with an Ethernet cable,
Correct. So the Ethernet cable carries the signal and the power from one box to the other. So
and it
that's why.
carries sound
That's
also.
well, HDMI carries sound. So
I know, but like it
Oh.
carries it through the Ethernet. Okay.
correct.
Mm.
It sends the HDMI signal. So you could have your computer set up in your room, and then have an Ethernet cable going to your living room, and then stream over there. Like I said, these have infrared. It's got a couple of things for infrared in and out. I personally don't care about that, but some people might.
Interesting.
So just a little device out there that I found it. Like I said, for my problem that I had at church, but somebody else might find it useful for something else. And they only get to know about it if they stayed all the way to the end of the podcast. So there's nobody going to see this ad.
Yeah. Good, because they didn't pay us to do that.
It is not sponsored at all. Like I said, I just bought them. I tested it. It worked fine. I guess this Sunday I'll find out if it works fine at church. But it had really good reviews, so I expect it to work, as good for a while. That's all I get.
Oh, that's all I got too. Anything else? Any last words?
Vic?
Nah.
I'm good.
All right.
Good show.
Well, good show. Next
Choke
time
it.
will be a different topic, but stay tuned for more streams of Valheim.
What might the topic be next time?
I don't know. Overrated games.
Top secret.
Overrated? Okay.
Top secret.
I got one already, although I'm not sure if it's overrated, but I hated it.
Hey,
Plenty of those.
Plenty of overrated games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see. We'll see what we come up with.
I mean,
see, I don't think that will be overrated. I think that will probably be
No.
like disappointing.
How about that? That could be a different topic. The most disappointing games that you were really like The Last of Us 2. Like I was really looking forward to that, but then although does it count if I didn't play it? Like I know the spoilers. I checked the spoilers.
It still counts.
How about
it counts.
Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk, yeah, that's another extreme disappointment. All right.
Yeah.
The energy's gone.
That burrito got me in the feels.
All right, go on. You gotta end the podcast fast.
All right. Well.
All right. Catch you later.
All right, everybody.
Yep. Thanks for watching.
Take care.
Join us next time.
All right.
Don't
I'm not
forget.
gonna lie. Yeah.
At GXP. GameXPresents.
And remember, I'm never gonna lie to you. Never gonna lie.